Hello and welcome to today's webinar, What's New in Vault 2018. This webinar is brought to you by Applied Software, the premier software systems integrator in North America. My name is Amy Worthy and I'm delighted to be your moderator today. Throughout the presentation, we encourage you to interact with us by typing in questions and comments using the questions pane. Please take a moment to introduce yourself. We want to know who you are, where you're located, and anything interesting you would like to share with us. Also use this box to type in questions you may have throughout the presentation. We will take time to answer questions at the end of today's webinar. This webinar is being recorded and will be available to you on our YouTube channel. We'll also send you an email following the webinar with a link to the recording. If you haven't already, search Applied Software on Facebook and Twitter. Connect with us to receive the latest information about special offers and more. If you need to create visualizations, renderings, or animations and don't have the required time or software, we now offer visualization services including photorealistic renderings, animations, panoramas, and more. We scope, produce, and manage the work for you so you don't have to worry about the technical expertise in-house. For more information, visit asti.com/visualization or email visualization@asti.com. Be sure to visit our website for more information on services and support, products, training opportunities like CAD learning and live lab learning, and more. You'll also find a complete schedule of upcoming events, webinars, and trainings. Please take a moment to take note of our upcoming webinars. Next Tuesday, we have Get Connected with Applied Software. Make the most of your Autodesk subscription. The following Tuesday, we have Still Supports for Plant 3D Bundle, the additional support you need, on Tuesday, June 20th. Also take note of our, at the conclusion of our webinar, a survey will pop up. Complete the survey to be entered into a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You must complete the survey to be entered into the drawing. And now I would like to welcome Jason Myles, Senior Technical Specialist of Manufacturing. Jason, take it away.
Thank you, Amy. And thank you to everyone who is joining us today for this presentation. We appreciate your time and hope that you find our time together enjoyable and profitable. So the first thing that I want to do is let's talk about first the agenda that we're going to have. So what we're going to be talking about is the enhanced design experience that has been brought with the new Vault 2018. This is where users such as yourself are utilizing Autodesk Vault as part of their Autocad and Autodesk Inventor design workflows. You will notice several ergonomic improvements that will significantly improve your overall design experience. In addition, we'll be talking about engineering efficiency. This is where Vault 2018 improves downstream communication and keeps all teams on the same page by automatically publishing and sharing PDFs during the release process while protecting access for native engineering drawing. And then finally, we will be talking about enabled administration task delegation. This is where new roles have been added to allow global administrators to delegate tasks like security or vault settings to other team members in the organization without assigning them full admin privileges. All right, so let's jump firstly over into Inventor. And one thing that you're going to notice here is over here in the browser, you're going to notice that we now have tabs up here at the top. This is great because this allows the users to actually detach these browsers. So you'll notice we can move around the model and the Vault browser, and you can reattach them any way that you want, or maybe you want one floating over here to the right. so on and so forth. That way you don't have to switch back and forth through the drop down that we had in 2017. Also, a new feature that we have in the new Vault browser is the ability to search for certain properties. Now, the way that this works is we have to actually choose some properties that we want to be able to search for. So this is very valuable for large assemblies if you're trying to find maybe, let's say, maybe wanting to look for maybe a material. So I'm going to add that material property. And we'll notice that we have those listed over here. But like I said, if this is a very large assembly, so notice here if I was searching for maybe steel mild, notice we get that search result right here in the browser. What this does is it also allows us to execute certain Vault commands on these searches. So you'll notice here we can do our normal Vault commands like check in, undo checkout, so on and so forth. Another great thing that we have is we can actually use this add-in for Inventor, which can help us locate parts in our Vault Explorer by go to Vault folder. And what this will actually do, this will open a fresh Vault Explorer session, which will actually take us to that exact part in our thin client, or actually our Vault client. So you'll notice right here, we have the R block right there. Now, in addition to this, instead of, or actually opposite of go to the Vault folder, Vault 2018 delivers the insert into CAD command. So for instance, you'll notice here with this selected, insert into CAD. So after selecting an Inventor part or assembly, this function automatically locates and downloads the Vault source file and places it into the active Inventor design session. So this only requires a few clicks, and this new feature greatly simplifies the creation of large assemblies. So if I click insert, notice right now, there's that part. Okay. Now, in addition, I'm switch over and share a slide with you here. So support AnyCAD for Inventor. So with Inventor 2018, AnyCAD has been expanded to allow you to leverage Inventor 2018 files in your Inventor 2017 designs. So this means you can now work with others who are on versions of Inventor that are earlier or later than the version you are working in. Vault 2018 as well as Vault 2017 Update 1 does support such capability by allowing you to place from Vault an Inventor 2018 part or assembly file in Inventor 2017 assembly file, and supporting all data management tasks like check-in, check-out, uses and where used, as well as extracting BOM data and using this in Vault item management. So that's a nice feature that we have. In addition, you'll notice that for large assembly and drawing performance, we actually have some consistent open options as Inventor. So for example, let's say if I go to open and we're going to open from Vault. And let's find an assembly here. So with these options that we have now available, notice we can open full or express, opening directly from the Vault. Also, in regards to drawings, we have options to open full or defer updates. Okay, so that's a nice little addition to help speed up our process just a little bit. Another great thing that Vault 2018 has done is improve some of the usability improvements for more productivity. Now, I think this is a great thing here. So, for instance, let's say I'm creating another part, and let's say we have a number scheme set up. So right now, if I go ahead and hit save, you'll notice, especially if you have new hirees that you've brought into your to your engineering team, maybe they don't know what 01 means, right? So what we can do now is we can display the number scheme description. So notice here, 01, I know this is a part for my particular numbering scheme. 02 lets me know it's an assembly. 03 lets me know that it's a drawing. Okay, so that's a nice enhancement there. Another thing that they've done with Vault 2018 is allowed us to remove some unnecessary messages, especially if you have a user that only has specific permissions where they can only see maybe release files in your Vault. So that means, you know, if they're in Autocad, that it's going to open up read-only, right? So if that person has those permissions, you know, it can cut out some clicks that they didn't have to see that dialog box pop up. So we have options now where, let's say, open from Vault. If we don't want to see that dialog, we can change that to never prompt, just cutting out some mouse clicks. In addition, we also have those options in Inventor as well. So in my Vault options, notice we have the dialog suppression here for checkout dialog. We can turn those off. And then one other thing that I wanted to point out here as well is really back in the open dialog box. So remember I mentioned that we can work with later versions of Inventor. So if I go here and look, notice here I've added the column application version. So you'll notice that I do have some 2017 data. And previously, whenever I did the insert to CAD, I did insert this connector arm here, which was from 2017. So we can bring those in as references. Okay. Now let's move over and let's talk a little bit about the engineering efficiency. So a great thing that they've done in Vault, and some of you will remember some of these things that they've actually enhanced that were causing us some issues in 2017. But what we can do now, let's say for instance, I have this assembly here. We can actually now go back and do a copy design on these previous released items. Okay, so for instance, let's go back a little bit further here. Let's go to this drawing. Maybe I want to get this revision A. Okay, so, oh, that's because I still got it checked out. Let's try another one here. Let's undo this checkout real quick. right. Okay, now let's go back here and let's refresh it and let's see what we have now. All right, so let's, once again, I'm going to go back to this revision A. So you'll notice here it's grabbing all of my components that were at that current revision as well. Okay. Now, one great thing here is, and you'll probably recall, is with our default action rules. In the past, it would do where when we did our copy design, it would not copy our iLogic rules, okay? So they've actually fixed that now. And in addition to that, Vault 2018 restores action rules, mapping to name or file names, allows action rules to be used across different vaults, assuming the property definition exists. It lets designers set target file properties to like properties of prior file revisions. And then, like I mentioned, it preserves Inventor iLogic rules on copied data. Okay, and then also there's improvements for the copy operation of files with linked drawings and more. Okay. Now, a big thing that you might have heard about in regards to Vault 2018 is some PDF capabilities. So what I'm going to show you now is some PDF options for Autocad and Inventor 2D drawings. So you'll notice when we go into our Vault settings, we are now able to configure PDF publishing options. Okay. So these options use the same settings as the authoring CAD system. It supports all Inventor and Autocad drawing files and allows administrators of Vault to produce the same PDF quality as their CAD administrator counterparts. So we'll notice our options that we have. So for our 2D CAD, we have where we can add it as an attachment to the file. Right now I have it set to where it is going to create that PDF in the same location as my component, or we also have the option to change the file location. Maybe if we wanted to go, maybe if we had a PDF folder, we could send all those PDFs there. Okay, you'll notice some of the other options that we have include model space, layouts, initialize layouts, include font handling, things like that. And then for Inventor, you know, some of the same options that we have. We have sync revision as source. Okay, that allows the published PDF and its source file to have the same revision value. Okay, we can control the resolution. Then you'll notice some of the others that we have. We can plot object line weights, all sheets, all colors is black. So we have those. In addition to that, the way that it is set up now, and I want to switch it over so we can see some of these. So we can have it to where we can create a PDF on change state. Okay. So now administrators, they can configure the Vault 2018 to automatically publish PDF files for document control during final release. So during this transition, Vault automatically updates the drawing references and properties to ensure an accurate PDF representation. Okay. In addition, administrators can configure PDF properties to be inherited from the CAD files. So for this one here, I have it going from, when it goes from work in progress to released, we'll notice I have an action set here to synchronize properties, update view, and create my PDF using the job server. Okay. Now, another thing that you might have noticed here is in my dialog up here, I do have some PDFs in here already. And you'll notice that they have a certain category, design representation. Okay, so all files that are created for document control in 2018 are automatically assigned to the design representation category. So for instance, if we look at this, we'll notice on a brand new installation of Vault 2018, this will default and show up automatically. Now, if you're upgrading from 2017 to 2018, it's not going to be set up automatically, but it's just a few clicks to actually set this up. Okay, and then you'll notice on the rule for that new category, you'll see here it says classification is design representation. Okay. All right. Now, the reason that they've done or created that category is because since it's a dedicated category, it allows the administrators to manage their rules, life cycles, and properties independent of the associated design files. Okay. Now, here, for instance, let's say I'm going to actually, so we can get a visual of what we have here. So I'm going to create a drawing of my R block here. So let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, let's just do a quick drawing just so we can see that PDF get created. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to check it in, and then I'm going to release it. Okay, so my R block here, we'll go ahead and change that state there. Okay, and like I said, it works through the job processor. So if I come now and look here at what's going on, we'll notice that it's updating certain things here. Then it'll get to a point to where you'll notice it creating a PDF. It'll just take a couple seconds. Okay. All right, so we have that. Now, a great thing here is if I look at that R block, remember I said that it added it as an attachment. Okay, so we can look at where used. Okay, and let's look over here at the drawing as well. Notice it got my category here for design representation. Come up and look at this R block. you'll notice here underneath uses, it's automatically added it as an attachment. Okay, and then if we view our R block, there's our PDF. So we have the options to either look at it at the fit window, or we can zoom it to fit all. Here, pretty nice looking PDF. And then also, since this is released, let's say for instance, or actually this allows our shop floor users as well as other users to access these PDFs through our thin client. Okay. So if we go over to our thin client, here's our R block. So it's showing that it's still in revision A. Now, one thing that I do like, if you have like an Adobe Reader or anything like that, remember that we would download this file to be able to look at a PDF. We still don't have a visual here as of yet to see that PDF, but now whenever I look at my actions and say download file, it actually still launches it in my Internet Explorer. So we can look at it here as well, and then we can do certain things as, you know, save as, or save it down to our desktop, things like that. Okay. And the great thing is for our revisions, you'll notice that the revisions, it's always the same revision as the source file. Okay, so for instance, if I modified this drawing, or maybe I bumped the revision. So let's say I change the state of that. Let's change it back to work in progress. Okay. So, and let's go ahead and change it back to released, so it'll lock that in. All right, so now I'm at revision B. And we'll give it a second, because what it's doing is whenever I send it back to release, it's sending that job to the job processor. Okay. And we can double check and see what we have here. Might just need to do a refresh again. And there we have it. Okay. So it keeps everything in sync. Okay. Now, some other enhancements that they've done is in regards to the batch plot PDF enhancements. So, for instance, let's say maybe I'm going to plot these out. So they've enhanced the batch plot to enable a specification of plot size, orientation, color, and scale on PDF and actually TIFF files printed from the vault. In addition, batch plot now supports plotting of watermarks on PDF files, and they can be configured to place a stamp on a PDF file during the plot operation. So notice all these options we have down here at the bottom to configure, and then additionally our options that we have. So I can include a plot stamp, and then notice the different fields or stamp fields you can assign to show location on your plots, fonts, color, and size. And then also here I can add a property-based watermark. right? So maybe I wanted this the state to show that it's been released. We can configure all that. Location, font, color size. So that's a nice little addition they've added. Now, moving forward, and lastly here, they have actually added some new administrative roles to keep collaboration secure and allow global administrators to delegate tasks like security or vault settings to other team members in your organization without assigning them the full admin privileges. So let's go and take a look at those real quick. So the first one that we're going to talk about here is the project administrative role. So we got project administrator. So what this does, and this is for like people responsible for project specific tasks like unconditional delete for all object types. So you'll notice that we have delete operations, both conditional and unconditional. So you'll notice here. And then this also gives us another capability of removing file reservation for this particular role. So if somebody has something checked out, this project administrator can actually go in and remove that reservation and get it checked back in. Okay. The next one that we have, oops, let's go back in here, is we have security administrator. Okay, this role provides authorization for security settings for all object types. So this includes files, folders, items, and custom objects. Users with this role also have the ability to see objects that are cloaked so they can modify permissions. All right. And then the last one that we have, it is configuration administrator. All right, this new role provides authorization to configure vault, object, and management settings. So this includes files, visualization, managing behaviors, for example, properties and lifecycle, items, change order settings, and custom objects. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I hope that you got some good takeaways from the new things in the Vault 2018 that you can see where you could possibly utilize those new enhancements. And with that being said, I'm going to turn this back over to Amy.
All right. We have one question so far. If anyone else has any questions, please type them in now. Where can I download the data standard? I don't see it on Autodesk.com.
Okay. So that's a good question there. For those that have been utilizing data standard, you would have remembered that we could go to Autodesk.com and look at downloads and service packs, and we could download it there. But what they've done now is they've moved that, so you actually need to go to your Autodesk account. And let me get signed in here. And where they've placed that, once you get into your account, on the management, you'll notice down here to the left, we have product enhancements. And usually what I'll do here, because this is going to be a pretty long list, I'll sort by title. And I'll go down, and we'll find our vault, 17. And we should be seeing it right down in here. Let me sort again. There we go. $2013. And oh, here we go. So that's Autocad. Looking for Autodesk. It should just be Autodesk Vault. Here we go. 1516. Here's 17. Here we go. Autodesk Vault Data Standard for Vault 2018, and that is only for work group and professionals. So this is the location you can go to grab that. Is your Autodesk account, and then just remember it is product enhancements.
All right, thank you, Jason. I do not see any further questions. If anyone has anything, you can type those in, and if not, we can go ahead and conclude this webinar. In a moment, a webinar survey will pop up. Please complete the survey to be entered into a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You must complete the survey to be entered into the drawing. The survey will only take a couple of seconds to complete. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this webinar informative and helpful to your business. We look forward to seeing you on a future webinar. Thank you.